Hello, everyone. Trust you all are doing well and are staying healthy. Standing here at the pulpit, it seems so natural for me to say, so good to see each of you. Obviously, you're not out there, but using my imagination, I can see you all out there in the pews. I can hear Brother Doug Hodnett over here raising his hand and saying something and making everyone laugh. I can see Tim Stamper back there in the back, pointing his finger in the air, affirming the truth. A lot of you don't see that, but he does that occasionally back there. I can see some of you mothers checking dirty diapers. No, not really. I can see Frank snoozing back there. Please forgive me, Frank. I can hear Brother Sankey starting a chorus, or I can see Brother Monty with his glasses on his forehead. One of these days, you all will be doing that again here in church. I do truly hope you're remaining strong and encouraged during these unusual times. Speech coaches tell us that you ought to begin your speech with something that attracts the audience's attention and engages them and pulls them in. Give them a reason to listen to you. So I thought I'd try it. Did you know I speak Spanish? Now I can really tell you're listening. Roberto Duran is a name some of you would recognize. Duran was a champion boxer with an incredible record. In fact, at one particular time in his career, he had a staggering winning streak of 41 wins. One of his big matches took place on November 25th, 1980 at the Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. This particular fight was a rematch between Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard, he was called. Duran had won the previous match, and he was a favorite for this second match. The rematch turned out to be a close fight. In fact, at one point during the fight, the judges' scorecards reflected only 1 or 2 point difference separating the two. But in the 8th round of the fight, something unbelievable happened. It was reported that Duran, during the fight, he turned to the officiating referee and he spoke 2 words. No mas. I told you I was going to speak Spanish. And with those 2 words, translated, as many of you know, no more, Duran quit. Speculation swirled as to why he quit. He wasn't cut. He wasn't injured in the fight. There didn't seem to be any reason to jump out. He just quit. Duran's manager said he quit because he was embarrassed. Here he was, one of the best fighters to step into the ring. He went on to win 103 fights, but when his name is mentioned, the primary thing that people remember is he quit. That day, he said, no more. Scripture has its own hall of infamy of those who essentially said no mas and quit, at least temporarily. As we're approaching Passion Week, we could certainly use the disciples as examples, couldn't we? Judas betrayed, Peter denied. Scripture says the disciples all forsook and fled. In those moments, for them, it was no mas, no more. The annals of history prove many others who have said no mas. Even many in this generation have faced circumstances and difficulties where the enemy suggested, just say no mas, just quit. And maybe there's even someone right now who is almost ready to say those words. You're in the fight of your life. You get the unexpected left hook of financial troubles, and then there's the jab of relational problems, and out of nowhere comes the uppercut of emotional weariness. And as you're standing there, momentarily dazed, the enemy jumps into the ring and whispers in your ear, it's easier to quit than to keep fighting, to keep going. I want to tell you tonight, your circumstances will still be present when you quit spiritually. The enemy is a liar. He tries to use logic and reason to get us to quit, but when you analyze his logic, it never makes sense. So if the enemy has tried to convince you lately to say, no mas, he's convinced you to just throw in the towel. As your pastor, I want you to know that I'm standing at the ringside, just outside of the ropes of your fight. And I'm shouting Paul's words to Timothy. Keep the good fight of faith. Fight the good fight of faith. In discouragement, keep fighting. In uncertainty, keep fighting. In weakness, keep fighting. In turmoil, keep fighting. Don't ever say, no mas. Keep fighting. So when it comes time for you to exit the ring, you can say with the Apostle Paul, I have fought a good fight. I pray this will be exactly what you need in your spiritual journey tonight. Stay true, stay faithful, and one day you'll have no regrets.